Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of December 19th through December 23rd. This is part 2 of our weekly trading game plan where we'll select our top swing trading stocks to watch, what we want to put in our bullpen. We'll talk about strategies for our shopping list, particularly for this week. Thank you for joining us in the live stream today. The Blind Trader, DS Greg, I think I saw maybe Nug M as well. So thank you for joining us in the live chat for our live stream today. Here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan today. And again, these Google documents with our notes for our weekly trading game plans are publicly accessible. You should be able to find a link to this Google document in the description box below. We store them all in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder. And again, you should be able to find a link to this Google Drive folder in the description box below. Again, it has many of our past notes, Google documents with our notes, has references to bonus videos, the tools we use for our weekly trading game plans, etc. So if you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled The Market versus the Federal Reserve, we would highly recommend that you also view part 1, as that has all of our market analysis, our strategies, trends, etc., all the input data we go into selecting our top swing trading stocks to put on our various watch lists for this week. So again, if you haven't already seen The Market versus the Federal Reserve, we would highly recommend that you also view that video as well. Welcome, David Spielvogel. Good morning. Flip of the Shippa. Thank you for joining us for part 2. Mr. Spacula, thank you very much for that super chat. We greatly appreciate it. And we appreciate all your support. Spacula's been a long time great supporter of our channel, and we greatly appreciate all his help and support over the years. Helen Krantz, welcome. Glad to see you all. So first we'll go over some of our trades for this week. It was a busy, volatile week. The first one is you'll see we've been watching Disney for a while. We've been talking about selling cash secured puts against Disney. We've had an order out at this 85 strike price for a little while, and those finally sold. I'll show you where the dip was in Disney on the 16th. You can see we sold them for 203. We will attempt to buy those back if Disney runs back up, and we can get a net premium, get a self-generated dividend, and then rinse and repeat as Disney chops around. So again, if Disney drops 85 or below, we're happy to be assigned and own Disney at 85 or less. So if those good exercise, that's fine. Those are only for January, so that's just a month out. We also were able to buy back puts or covered calls that we had sold against our position in cold, which is the short on natural gas. A while back, we sold some 17 February 23, $65 strike price covered calls. And when natural gas ran up, driving coal down, we were able to buy those back. So you see we sold them at 135. We bought them back for 35 cents on the 13th, so we generated another nice self-generated dividend. And again, that's we'll rinse and repeat. So if they start running coal back up, we'll sell covered calls, and then we'll buy them back when they run that gas up and coal runs down. So again, this is one of our option strategies we've been using for quite some time, is sell covered calls when our position's running up, buy them back when the position's running down, keep the difference in premium, and bank some self-generated dividends. So again, we keep talking that there's plenty of ways to make money in any kind of market, and in a volatile, high volatility, choppy market, these option strategies are great way to generate additional income. So, and we'll talk about that more at the end of the video, so stick around. We'll talk about our option strategies and how we're evolving with them going forward as well. Good morning, Walter Lyons. Glad to see you in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us. We made a couple trades in UVXY. UVXY is the long on the VIX, and we saw with the volatility with the the CPI data on, I guess it was Tuesday, and then the Fed interest rate hike on Wednesday. We got a couple spikes in volatility, so we took a couple pretty short-term scalp, even a day trade on UVXY. So the first one, you can see we entered on the 13th at 710. And we got stopped out. This was actually a day trade. I actually made a day trade, and this was, I can't remember the last time we actually made a day trade. We have made them. It's just not our typical style, but perhaps we will evolve into that if the markets dictate. And so we entered on the 13th at 710, got stopped out at 730 for a small profit, about 3%, equates to a monthly ROI of 84%. And then we went long again on the 14th at 703 and got stopped out on the 16th at 754 for another profit, 7%, monthly ROI of 109%. So we make some nice profits on some quick trades and volatility, and I'll show you where each of those was in Webull in a second. And again, we have UVXY on our watch list. I'll show you, and we'll talk more about our strategy on UVXY going forward towards the end of the video. So if you want to get these real-time trade alerts from us of the trades that we make, when we enter a trade, when we get stopped out of a trade, our Patreon members get notified via email automatically as soon as we make these trades. Again, we do not recommend that anyone blindly follow us into a trade, and again, this is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors, etc. And again, we don't recommend you blindly follow us or anyone else into any kind of trades. But if you find this helpful for succeeding in your trading career, to see our entry and exit points on these various trades, you can join our Patreon. Our Patreons get automatically notified via email as soon as we're able to post the trades. And then these trades also get posted in the appropriate alert category in our Discord server. And I'll show you that real quickly. So again, our Patreons have access to the alerts channels in our Discord servers. If it's a triggered Thinkorswim price alert, it'll automatically be posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel. And then if we follow that up with an actual trade, I will update it in the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If it's not based on a Thinkorswim alert, like you can see where we sold, where we bought and then sold UVXY a couple times, and then also when we sold the 2 cash secured puts against Disney. So we'll post those to these alerts channels. Again, our Patreon members have access to those alerts channels. So if you would benefit from that, find that helpful, by joining our Patreon, you will get all those alerts of when we enter and exit trades as soon as possible. So again, we hope that all helps. Welcome, Milan Todorov. Sorry if I'm slaughtering your name. I apologize. Milan. And Tanbir, glad to see you. The Ricky Khan, thank you all for joining us. Ricky said he's getting a blizzard. You must be somewhere up north. So actually the sun's out down here, but I guess it's going to get a little bit colder. So now let's quickly look at those trades in Webull. So I'll look at the charts. Here's the long-term chart of Disney. You can see we've been watching it at this 85 level for a while. You can see it had gone up, went up, ran up when Bob Iger took over again, been really declining with the market, etc. So you can see when it took that dip on Friday. We've been watching this and trying to sell this cash secured put for a while. And with the downward pressure in the market this week, we were able to get the price that we were looking at for selling those cash secured puts. And then it promptly went back up to 90. So again, if it continues to run up, we'll buy those puts back, keep the profit. If it keeps going down and we get a sign at 85, we're happy with that because that's where we would have bought it anyway. Look at the UVXY trades we made. So again, on the 13th, we bought at 710 and sold at 7:30. So here's the 13th. So here's around 7:10. So you can see when it started running up, we bought it. When it peaked, rolled over around 7:30. I was sitting, just below the support line somewhere, and it sold off late in the day. And so we made a decent profit. I was, thinking, well, we might get an extension back up, but didn't. It rolled back over, so we took our profit there. Then on the 14th, we went long again at about 7:03 or so, and then rode this up into the next day. Let's see, where did we get out? 7:54, I think, 7:03 to 7:54 on the 16th. So 7:54 on the 16th. You can see it peaked and then rolled over. So, when it rolled over below that resistance line is where I had my stop, and we can see it was kind of bouncing back and forth between those two pivot points. So, banked a nice profit. Now it looks like the VIX may be declining, UVXY may be declining. We'll talk again about, opportunities going forward and playing that volatility. So I hope that all helps. Grab a drink a second. We'll talk about, I don't have any new lessons learned offhand. If anyone else has any new lessons learned, please share them in the lessons learned channel in our Discord. Our Discord is free to join. There's an invite in the description box below. Again, we encourage all of our fellow BeachBum traders to share your lessons learned, ask questions, help each other out. That's what our community's for, to help us all work together for our mutual benefit, to help us succeed in our trading. Okay, now we'll talk about some updates, the updates to our real-time watch list. Again, this is the ones that we're watching in real time during the week, going into the week. And I also have automation that runs and alerts me of price movements in these stocks. So these are the ones, again, I'm monitoring in real time. We'll talk about our bullpen stocks in a little bit and the difference there. Again, we're still watching Disney. We have sold those cash secured puts. So again, we're not really looking at taking any action until we either close out those cash secured puts or they get assigned. I'm not planning on buying another position in Disney, but if you're interested in going long on Disney, again, our price target's around that 85 level. We're going to take FAZ off. FAZ is a bear on the financial industry. It's already run up. They've already pushed the financial industry down, which is a little surprising given the interest rate hike, 50 basis point interest rate hike. Higher interest rates tend to benefit the banks, the financial sector. But again, they're getting pushed down, so it may have already peaked, might have missed that opportunity. But we're not going to chase it at this level. We talked about FCAP, I believe, back maybe last week. Yeah, it was in our bullpen last week, and we moved it up. We put it in the game on this aftermarket close on the 16th. So we're going to watch FCAP in our real-time watch list now, see if we can get an opportunity to enter that. As you'll see, it's pretty liquid. It's very choppy. It's a hard one to trade, but we'll see if we can catch an opportunity. It's a regional bank, pays, small dividend, etc. Just went ex-dividend, so the next one wouldn't be for another quarter, but we'll see if that presents an opportunity. MSOS. This is another cannabis ETF. The other one is MJ. We've had in our ETF spreadsheet for quite a while. And this one has a pretty nice, a better than MJ risk reward profile. So we're going to move this also up from I added it to the Bullpen, I think, on the 16th, and then I'm moving that one up to our watch list as well. And we'll look at that risk reward profile when we get to our ETF spreadsheet as well. So SOXS, again, we've been talking about the short on semiconductors. Whenever they try to run tech, they tend to run the semiconductors with it, although the forward guidance on the semiconductors is not nearly as positive. So we'd like to get opportunities to swing or scalp SOXS again, scalp semiconductors with SOXS. STX Seagate, we've been watching for a while. It has been run up. Again, you can see this bonus due diligence video via this link in the notes. Again, it's not yet published, but again, you can listen to our due diligence, what our philosophy is, thesis on going long on Seagate. Again, it's a little high right now, so I'm kind of waiting for it to come down. But we put it in the game from the Bullpen back in October, and we're just waiting to get a buy the dip opportunity on Seagate. And then we talked about UVXY. Again, our strategy on UVXY is waiting for the VIX to bottom in general, reach support, ideally below 20. This week was an exception because we had these volatility events, the CPI, Fed interest rate decision, etc. So I was willing to, and I wanted to get long on the volatility on UVXY going into those events because I expected a pop, and we got those pops, although it wasn't really as dramatic as I might have expected, but we made money. So now I would really wait for the VIX to bottom below 20 because we really don't have any catalysts, any volatility events coming up. So if it does bottom below 20 and turn up again, then long UVXY would be an opportunity. And again, if you'd like to get more frequent updates to our watch list, as you can see, we occasionally make changes during the week, additions, subtractions, etc. Our Patreons have access to an automatically generated web page, which also has price targets, etc. that gets updated every night. And it picks up any changes I make. So if you're interested in getting, intra-week updates to our watch list, you can join our Patreon, get access to that web page. If I make any intraday changes or before market changes, I also post those to a channel, a watch list channel in our Discord, which again, our Patreon members have access to that watch list channel in our Discord if I make any changes, before market, after that web page has been generated, etc. So we'll look at our stocks and our watch list in Webull. Just a quick reminder, Webull's still offering their 12 free stocks. So if you're not already using Webull, you see in part 1, we do our market analysis using Webull. We do a lot of our due diligence, and we do the vast majority of our trading in Webull. And we really like the 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. trading hours. There's some unique opportunities, rebalancing of ETFs, recalculating of ETFs, that creates opportunities at 4 a.m. Before the other trading platforms are open. So we really like Webull. If you're not already using it, you can get 12 free stocks by opening and funding an account. You see you get 2 when you open the account and up to 10 more by funding, depositing any amount, even a penny. And these free stocks, fractional shares, are worth anywhere from $3,000 to $3,000 each. So again, if you're not already using Webull, it's our favorite trading platform. Try it out, open your account, put a buck or a penny or whatever, and get your 12 free stocks. And if you don't like the platform, you can cash them out and go elsewhere. That's perfectly fine. But again, it's our the trading platform we use the most. So again, we'll look at our watch list stocks. We looked at Disney already. You can kind of see it sitting at 88, 90 is a resistance level. 85 is a support level. That's why we sold our cash secured puts down there. So we'll see how that behaves. Here's FCAP, the regional bank. You can see it's pretty, it's very choppy, pretty illiquid. You see it had a pop. I think that was right. Yeah, that was the ex-dividend date. It popped up and then dropped on the ex-dividend. You see, I'd kind of like it around 23.48 or 23.19. You can see is the previous bottom. So, and we see it just went ex-dividend on the 15th. So we'll see if we can catch an opportunity in that. You can see it's got plenty of upside potential. It's been just kind of trailing off for a long time. Here is that cannabis ETF MSOS. You see the steep trail off recently. So in the past, week or a couple weeks, it's really trailed off. Looks like it may have bottomed there, and that's when I moved it up from our bullpen, put it on our watch list. So if that is a stable support point and it's going to swing back up, it looks like a real nice opportunity. You can see there's upside up into the 14s, so potential double, and longer term it's got plenty of upside, so again up into the 14s. Here's SOXS, the short on semiconductors. You see it's been run up recently with all the tech get pushed down with the markets, etc. But if they try to run tech and they run semiconductors up with it, again, I'd be real happy with these swings like this. So we've made some good money recently on SOXS, and I'd like to do that again. So for now, we'll keep it on the watch list unless it really starts to run away. But it seems to be bouncing off these resistance levels and support levels pretty good. So here's Seagate. Again, you saw it got run up with tech. I'd like it down, down here in the 47 area where it previously bottomed. It's a little bit high right now. We'll see if it looks like it might be coming down. We'll see if we get a dip opportunity on Seagate. Again, you can hear our due diligence on that. What do we think? Let me put my Weeble banner up too. There we go. And again, we just looked at UVXY, and you can see it's pretty low. Again, just another mention is the tendency of UVXY is to trail off until the VIX, reaches a bottom and pops back up. So again, as long as the VIX is declining, I always go by the VIX when the VIX bottoms and turns, not necessarily UVXY, because again, it will continue to decline day after day, even if the VIX isn't really going down significantly. And another interesting note, I probably could have put this in lessons learned, but if we look at the VIX, I noticed that the VIX appears to rebalance at about 3:15 in the morning. So again, this is a place where there's an opportunity. If you are using Weeble, can trade at 4 a.m. It appears that the VIX rebalances at about 3:15 in the morning, and then there's some initial volatility in UVXY right about 4 o'clock. So again, see that gap up right there at 405. So there's some opportunities in there. If it gaps down and you can jump on those opportunities, that can be an advantage, in my humble opinion. Yeah, Ricky Khan says sometimes and that's a strategy. I think I might even have that later in the notes. I've been thinking about some strategies to kind of front run some of these gap ups, gap downs. So yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so that's what we've got on our bullpen for right now. Let me see if there's any other questions. Again, I'll pick up questions. I apologize if I'm missing anything, but we'll pick them back up later in the live stream again. So here's our bullpen stocks. So the concept of our bullpen is ones that we're not watching in real time, but they have the potential to be setting up. And so at the end of each day, I go and revisit the stocks in our bullpen, look if their setup has improved. If so, we put them in the game, move them up to our real-time watch list. Again, I'm not watching them in real time. My automation doesn't run directly against these, and I would just revisit them at the end of the day and either move them up if their technical setup has improved, put them in the game, or if they've run away or broken down, then we'll take them out. One of the ones I want to add is Amazon. Amazon's been getting clobbered, along with Tech, FANG. You see they've been pushing all the FANGs down. I know Meta had a little recovery pop recently, but Amazon and all the other FANGs have really been pushed down. I'm sure it's a lot of profit taking since they had run up so high. And Amazon's now becoming attractive. It's not quite where I'd like it. And you'll also see, we'll talk later again, I'm trying to sell cash secured puts. I believe I have an order out. I do at the 81 strike price for 255 for January 23rd. So yeah, I have an order sitting there just waiting for Amazon to dip, waiting for that put option to hit a little bit higher price. Hopefully it'll hit my target price and that'll sell, and then again, we'll play this. If I get Amazon at 81, I'd be happy with that. It's a pretty good risk reward profile at that level. And if not, we'll cash out and we'll bank some money on the difference in premium. So we have a previous due diligence video we've done on Amazon. And again, you can find that on our channel. You can also access it directly via this link in the or in our notes. So yeah, we've done due diligence. Again, I have experience with Amazon and all people that had worked at Amazon, and you can hear some of my history with Amazon, my thoughts on Amazon in that due diligence video. FCAP, again, we moved up to our main watch list. FPay, Flex Shopper, I'm going to take that out of the bullpen because, as you'll hear in our due diligence video, again, a bonus, you can access this due diligence video via the link in the notes. You will hear that I want to wait until at least after the next earnings report on Flex Shopper. Their next earnings report is in March, so there's just really no reason for me to watch it right now. I'm not going to take action on it until I hear the results of their next earnings report. So MP Materials, boy, an old-time favorite. We haven't watched MP. Had been run up for a while. I like the thesis with MP. Again, we have a due diligence video on MP that I've done quite some time ago. And you can access that. You can find it on our channel, access it via this link. Really like MP Materials. It's a rare earth mining, a US-based rare earth mining company, and they have defense contracts. So they've got good government defense support. And again, you'll hear more about that in the due diligence video. Well, MP is starting to come down. And if, as we'll see in the charts, if it comes down to a support level that I like, I definitely would like to get a nice long position in MP Materials. We talked about MSOS. We moved that up to the watch list. They've got a couple other new ones that have popped up in my screeners. I run a number of queries at the end of the day looking for potential opportunities, and a couple of these popped up. And SATS, that's another one we've watched in the past. I think we've swung SATS in the past profitably. And again, you can see that due diligence video. Two things going on with SATS. Number one, it's a satellite company who's got positive news, etc. And then this recent buyout of Maxar, I think, is a positive catalyst with SATS. And again, we'll see. I'd kind of like to get a dip on it. And again, you can hear more about our due diligence on SAT in that video. And another one that came up is Zedge Inc., and it's an app type software company. Initially, I was a little hesitant on it, but I believe they're profitable, or they have been profitable. So it looked attractive. It may warrant further due diligence, so I may do a due diligence video on Zedge to get more information. Another concern I have, and we'll talk about this whole concept in our strategies towards the end, is they may be at risk of tax loss harvesting. It's declined significantly this year, so it may continue to have downward pressure due to tax loss harvesting and selling through at least this week, maybe the end of this year. But maybe there's a potential for a nice swing on Zedge going forward. So again, we'll look at the charts in a second. Let me grab a drink and we'll jump over to Webull and look at the charts. Okay, so here's our bullpen watch list. Again, another nice thing about Webull is you can have all kinds of different watch lists. So you see there's my trades, my watch list. I've got calls and puts, etc., ETFs, 3D printers, etc. And I've got a link in the notes on how to maintain various watch lists. We have a video on how to create these watch lists, etc., in Webull, so you can see those videos. But here's Amazon. Again, you can see the low on Amazon was 85, 87. I think the put, well, I know the put I'm looking at, I think it was 80, 81. And the reason I picked that one is essentially the premium was a little more attractive. And again, you can see, it's got to really break down a bit to go down to 81. So maybe I could sell that cash secured put if it goes down to 81, and we're getting it pretty cheap. So I saw Tanbeer was talking about going for Amazon at 61. So again, part of the reason I'm selecting those, and again, we'll talk about this in the strategies, is, looking at, okay, how could I make the most money selling these puts? Here's MP Materials. We can see the recent bottom was about 26.19, so I'd really like it down there. Anywhere under 30 is pretty good for MP. And we can see it's declining, so it looks like it's rolled over, headed down. I'd love to get it down there. We see it's got plenty of upside up into the 60s. So again, better than a 2-to-1 at that level. So. And again, you can hear our due diligence. Here's SATS, EchoStar. So again, 1526 looks like it's headed down there. If it approaches that more closely, then we'll put it in the game. And it's getting there. Had a big pop. Again, that's probably the Maxar News. They're in the same sector, so positive catalyst. And I think there's the potential for some of these other satellite companies to get bought out because they own Spectrum. EchoStar, again, you'll hear in the due diligence video, they also own Hughes Network, and they had some recent news about Hughes Network as well. And I think there's the potential of more consolidation in that sector. And so you might see other buyouts, particularly to get Spectrum and scale in that industry. Here's this Zedge guy. You can see it's really dropped off over the past month. Again, the recent bottoms in the 180s. It's pretty close to that again, but it's such a steep decline right now. It doesn't look like it's got any support there. I'd really like to see it establish some support and stabilize before I'd go long. Again, it also might be under pressure from tax loss harvesting because it is so far down for the year. You can see it's just been on a steady decline. Looks like it reached a bottom there, might double bottom, multiple bottom down there, and might present an opportunity. So you guys are having a good conversation about various option strategies. That's great. That's what we're here for as a community. Let's help each other out. Everybody's got different styles, different personalities, different situations. And it's great to see all of our fellow BeachBum traders helping each other out and learning from one another, helping each other succeed in trading. Okay, so now we'll talk about our ETFs. We'll go look at our ETF spreadsheet in a second. Just some quick additions that in listening to various videos, seeing other conversations, I picked up a few additions. One is the whole topic of lithium. You know, lithium goes into EV batteries. There's high demand. It's going to be, shortage of supply, etc. And a couple of ETFs that are pretty attractive in the area of lithium are both LIT, which is probably the most commonly known one. But I also then, someone was talking about, I think, LIT. So I went to the ETF database, looked for others, and I believe I found this other one, BAT, BATT there. And both of them have pretty nice risk to reward profiles. So we'll take a look at both of those. Again, they're probably a little high right now, but this way in our spreadsheet we can monitor them. When it gets to an attractive support level, we can go along lithium. I like the thesis. Obviously, again, high demand, short supply, especially U.S. based. And again, we can talk about other global situations that may affect that as well. But we'll add those to our spreadsheet. Also, I saw, there's Flippa. Saw Flippa the Shippa was talking about this ETF, BOTZ, BOTZ, and Thomas Carvo's Discord. So I took a look at it, ran the risk reward profile on it, and it looks like it's potentially attractive or could be attractive. It's on robotics and artificial intelligence. Just in general, I don't think that thesis near term is going to, what do I say, turn up. But eventually, I think there's an opportunity when we get out of this recession and high interest rates and growth and technology recovers and starts to be attractive again, then this might be a good opportunity to play that theme in robotics and artificial intelligence. Again, I think the sentiment right now in that area is very negative, but I'm a big fan because I have a background in those areas. So, and I won't babble about that right now, but one of these days, maybe. And thank you for the positive comments, the blind trader. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, we think we've got a great community growing. We would love to continue to grow the community and bring back traders that, got blown up for whatever reason, didn't know how to make money in various types of markets. We'd love to get them back in and as a community, help them be successful in trading. Again, I won't babble, I guess, more about that right now. But yeah, please share this with your fellow traders and invite them to come join our community, join our Discord. Or again, our Discord's free to join. And I think we've got a great community started, and I'd love to see it grow and thrive and see you all help each other out and succeed in your trading. That is our objective. That's why we're doing this, is for the benefit of traders to succeed, be able to make money in any market, and share our experience, help you hopefully avoid some of the pitfalls, the lessons learned we've gone through over the years. So, okay, I'm going to zoom it in. It looks a little small. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer. And we'll highlight if there's any categories you want to highlight. I can look at those in a little more detail. That may help a little bit as well. Let me adjust the zoom a little bit. And I'll see if there's any categories you all want to look at in particular. We look at the bots. I'll show you that one. So I put it under robotics. Right now, I've got my researcher right now adding it to our database, so that will automatically get the support resistance and top and bottoms updated. So that's I've got a bot running to collect the data on bots right now. So when that finishes, he'll be in our database and he'll be good to go. You can see, the 52-week is attractive, but right now it's not terribly attractive. The support to resistance currently isn't all that great. But again, at some point, if they either drive the price down or the resistance level up, that might be attractive. It does have a 52-week that's attractive, and the bottom to top is a bit above our factor 2 risk reward profile. So that one's in our list now. The other ones we talked about were lithium. So we can take a look at these two lithiums. So there's lit, there's bat. You can see they've got a pretty nice risk reward. They're not too bad. That LIT's, relatively close to a bottom. It's got a decent risk reward profile, not great, 1.4. But bottom to top. So if it comes down significantly, it might become more attractive. That's not quite as attractive, but its 52-week profile is a little bit better. Again, it's not too far off of support. So both of them, might be potential candidates at some point. We can look at MSOS cannabis compared to MJ. So here's MJ and MSOS, and you can see currently MSOS has a little bit better risk reward profile. Its support to resistance is a little below 2, but it's a little bit better than MJ, and its 52-week is a little bit better than MJ. So you can see why I like the ETF, the MSOS ETF, a little bit better than the typical MJ, which is probably the most commonly known one. So also, if you're a day trader, breakout trader, momentum trader, scalper, etc., there's all kinds of pairs you can make money on any given day in these ETF sheets by just playing the longs and shorts. Lab U, Lab D is a good pair. You can see biotech, runs up and down with technology a lot of times. I'm not interested in swinging them right now, but again, there's a whole bunch of these. Here's Bitcoin, long and short Bitcoin, long and short ARK and SARK, yin and yang. Yin is long on China, yang is short on China. On any given day, these guys could present good day trade opportunities, good scalping opportunities. So again, right now, I know we talked about this last week. Right now, the trend in China is up, but on any given day, you could get a pretty violent correction, which means yang would go up, yin would go down. And again, sometimes those guys swing 10% in a day, and so you can make good money. Again, you just have to be nimble if you're trying to swing them short term. Again, right now, I think the China trend is long right now with their reopening, etc. So yes, China has real bad COVID. I shouldn't say that word, should I? They have a real bad outbreak, and it's gonna impact supply chains, etc. So we're gonna see some volatility there. Also, natural gas and oil. Boyle, who I talked about, I bought back my covered calls on coal, which is the short on natural gas. The long on natural gas is Boyle. Those guys have been swinging 10% in a day. Again, on any given day, just see which direction it's going. And if it's an even day, it might be up, and odd days might be down, and you can make 10% in a day if you're nimble. So yeah, DS Greg, there's all kinds of supply issues with the growing demand in EVs. We talked about lithium, there's silver, there's copper, there's nickel, there's all these minerals that go into the various batteries that go into electric vehicles in general. There's an imbalance of supply versus demand. But again, it's all based on the demand for EV vehicles versus the supply. So oil, long and short, you can long with gush, short with drip, or long with UCO, short with SCO. And again, in this spreadsheet, you can see whichever one presents the best risk reward at the time. Just another note about this spreadsheet is you can see that the low, high, current price, and again, they're delayed. These are using Google Finance functions, so there's about a 20-minute delay, so it's not a great real-time view of these particular prices, but it's good to see the trends, which one's moving up, down, see the risk reward profile. The support, resistance, and top and bottom prices are pulled from my database, and they're automatically updated at the end of the day. So when we update our prices, update our pivot points, our price targets, that spreadsheet gets automatically updated, and our Patreon members have access to this spreadsheet 24/7. So you can access this as a Patreon member at any time and see what's going on, what's the risk reward profile, which one do you want to trade, which is exactly what I look for. It is if I hear a trend like, hey, lithium's an attractive one, I want to see is an opportunity I can jump on in that area, or what should I trade if I want to trade AI, whatever, real estate. So again, we talked about semiconductors, SOXS, SOXS, SOXL. So again, let's see, right now it's a ways away from support, but it's got a nice risk reward profile. I wouldn't pursue SOXL right now. I've been watching silver. Again, we looked at the graph on silver, and silver's still got room to run, but if it peaks, ZSL is a short on silver. AGQ is a long on silver. Talked about solar. They've been, rotating in and out of solar. So when solar's running up, you can use raise or tan. It looks like raise is a little bit more attractive than tan in general. And I see tan beers. So here's our treasuries. There's TLT. Right now it's up a bit. TMF. I'm long TMF. Again, it's been choppy. It's, we expect prices to decrease as yields go up a bit, and then, eventually it'll stabilize, and it's got, quite a bit of room to run. So, we're selling covered calls against our position in TMF as well. And last week we talked about, the theme of Vietnam. So I'm kind of watching that theme, still above where I would, look for it to reach support. And we talked about UVXY. Again, the most recent support level was around 680. Right now it's, significantly above that, but it'll decline as the VIX retraces. So. Okay, so let's hop over. I'll hop over to strategies, unless anybody has a theme or category you want to look at in the ETF spreadsheet. So throw it back up in the chat if there is. Otherwise, let me grab a drink, and then we'll talk quickly about some additional strategies. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some additional strategies relative to our shopping list. Our shopping list is, your list of stocks that you always want to buy, given the opportunity, and we may get an opportunity. However, I wanted to again highlight, we talked about this in part one and some level of detail, and we reference these videos. Most of them, we just released the one on what is tax loss harvesting, how does it work. The other two, the wash sale rule and Santa Claus rally, are currently unlisted, but again, as a bonus for watching this weekly trading game plan, you can access those videos via the links in our notes. I think they're also in the description box. And again, it would be wise to view those videos, get a good understanding of what is tax loss harvesting, the wash sale rule, how does that work, and then when is the Santa Claus rally. So if we get one, you want to know when that is, and historically, is this a real thing or not? So again, I won't go into that detail. The main thing with your shopping list is, again, we expect tax loss harvesting to continue, but to tail off through this week as we head in the holiday week. Again, you're going to have more people are going to go on vacation, etc. We're well within the 30-day window for the wash sale rule. So again, I think we're still going to have a significant amount of tax loss selling, but it should tail off towards the end of the week. I don't expect it to be heavy during the holiday week next week. But again, just be careful with buying something that is significantly down for the year, because it may continue to go down due to tax loss harvesting, tax loss selling. So people are going to take that loss on something that's down big for the year, and that's going to continue to push it down. So again, something that's making new lows, it's near its 52-week low. I would just wait till this abates, and you can get it in early next year. And in fact, we'll talk about the rotation from underperformers to outperformers going into next year. And that's another theme that has to do with this whole wash sale rule trend, as well as other trends going into a new year. So yeah, we'll talk about that more as we get deeper into the month and early next year. Again, I just want to reiterate, watch out, don't get hurt from this FTX bankruptcy fallout. It's still ongoing. I just don't want to see people get hurt by getting caught up in something that directly or indirectly is suffering from that FTX bankruptcy fallout. So same thing with zombie stocks. You don't want zombie stocks with rising interest rates going into a recession, high inflation. And again, we have all these videos that you can hear our opinions on, how to avoid these and make sure that your portfolio and your shopping list are going to be good going into our current environment, which is high inflation, rising interest rates, either in or headed in a recession. So just want to reiterate all of those. We also have released a video, how to make money in trading in December, so you can listen to that. It's got additional strategies. Again, how to make money in December. And then we talked about, our strategy of selling cash secured puts. And you'll see we talked about Amazon. So I've got an order out on Amazon at 81.30 for 255. Actually, it's at 81 strike price. I've also got one on Tesla. Again, Tesla's been getting beat up severely. And although, we talked, I'm not all that hip on owning Tesla per se. This is a pretty attractive cash secured put. So I did put an order in to sell some cash secured puts against Tesla at the 126.67 strike price for 455. So we'll see if that hits. They've been pushing it down so violently that on a bounce I can make some decent money by selling those puts and then buying them back when they try to run it back up. So also we had puts on O that just expired. O is Realty Income. It's a REIT, monthly dividend paying REIT. We'd be happy to own it. I think I had them down at the 60 level. Yeah, at 60. So those just expired. I just banked $73. And on Monday, I will try to sell those again. So again, this is the strategy, rinse and repeat. Sell cash secured puts when something's going down, buy them back when it's going back up, and collect the difference, bank the difference, rinse and repeat. Again, you can generate, this income's not big, but again, in doing this on a number of different stocks and month after month or week after week, you can generate some additional income. Yeah, and Elon sold a bunch of his Tesla. That's one of the reasons that it's getting pummeled, as well as there's, sentiment issues. So we're also looking at some others you see in our list. I'm looking at Google maybe. I know Netflix has been pummeled down. I kind of like Ford too, below 10. So those are ones I'm looking at. If you have ideas for others, please share them. You share them in our Discord, comments, etc. Some other things, I've got a lot to still figure out and further automate in this whole area of cash secured puts, trying to figure out how do I pick between these if I have limited capital. Which one should I pick right now to maximize my profits? What strike price, what expiration date should I pick? And again, trying to figure all that out. So if anybody has some good ideas in those areas, I'd love to hear them. Please share them again in our Discord, or you can always ping me via social media. Another place you can find all of our links is on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com. Under the link section, here's all of our various social media sites. Here's an invite to our Discord, links to our trading platforms, all the tools, a bunch of additional resources, references, etc. So you can quick and easy reference to all of our sites and tools, etc. on the links on our homepage. So we hope that helps. Again, a lot of the things we've been talking about now with these cash secured puts, I think some of the covered call strategies, got a couple of videos. They're currently unlisted, but again, you can access those as a bonus via the links in this document. And we also have a playlist with all the videos we've done on various techniques, strategies, etc., relative to options. And again, this is an area where we're evolving into, and we're going to do more of, and I'll share what we learn with our community for your benefit as we're able. So just a final quick, and if you have a question, please throw it back in the chat. I'll try to wrap up pretty quick. But I did have a question for the community, and I hope you all will chime in on this question. As you'll see, I also posted this in our Discord. It's a question regarding our Discord community server. Is recently Discord announced that they're supporting paid subscriptions now for Discord creators, servers, etc. So, but this, to be able to take advantage of subscriptions, it requires two-factor authentication. And it's something we've been discussing in the Discord for a while as a way that may help reduce spam and spammers in our Discord. My question is, I've been hesitant to enable two-factor authentication just because I didn't want to exclude anyone from our community. I want to grow our community, and I didn't want that to hinder the growth of our Discord community. So my question to you all is, would this deter you, or do you think this would negatively impact the growth of our Discord community if we enable two-factor authentication? Some other benefits of subscriptions, I believe I would be able to offer subscribers to our Discord pretty much all the benefits that our Patreon patrons have in terms of alert notification, watch list updates, access to the ETF spreadsheet and other tools, etc. We have a folder in our Google Drive where we can put additional tools and resources in, currently available to our Patreon members. I believe I could provide those as well to our Discord server subscribers. This also may allow us to be able to compensate some of our fellow traders to help us grow and maintain our community, and would free up some of my time to focus on, developing content and additional tools and resources for the community. So that may help the community, and that's again our objective. So if you would please, again, I have a posting in the announcement category in our Discord, and you can vote thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think it would be a positive or a negative to enable two-factor authentication? So again, we'd appreciate your feedback. I didn't want to take action. I'd like to hear from the community as to what you all think. Are you for or against regarding enabling two-factor authentication on our server, given some of these points here? So I would have, again, appreciate your feedback. I appreciate all of you participating in our live chat today. If you have further questions, please, you can put those in the Discord. We have a Facebook group. You can put them in the comments below this video. You can always contact us via any of our social media sites, and we'll try to respond as soon as we're able. So again, you can find invites to our Discord on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U, as well as on the About page of our channel, etc. So again, if you have any further questions, if we can be of any further assistance to help you succeed in your trading, please let us know how we can do that. That, again, is our objective, to help all of our fellow BeachBum traders succeed in our trading and provide a community that is mutually beneficial for all of our BeachBum traders. So we wish you good luck, and we hope you have a great trading week next week. December 19th through the 23rd. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week.